Okay, let's talk about the curriculum cards and the delivery concept for the curriculum, both for the school environment and for the homeschool environment. So everything starts with history, as we've been talking, and how we're thematic units. So when we study 1 month of history, in this case, it's the Enlightenment. Then we cascade off and we look at the novels from that period of time. So this would be sixth grade. We're going to be reading about King Arthur and Adam of the Road, two period-based classical novels. Then we're going to look at the great men and women from that period of time. We're going to focus on two values and virtues. We're going to look at the science that was occurring at that particular time and the inventions and the breakthroughs. And then finally, the artists and musicians. So again, just to retouch this, this idea came about when I was speaking with parents that were in our school environment and asking them what's different and unique about our school. The number one answer I kept getting back was the fact that at the dinner table, great conversations were being had. So I wanted to create a prompt based on these curriculum cards that allowed parents and kids to be at the dinner table with some big questions, lots of bullet points, which would allow the child and or the parent to explore, or the teacher in the classroom, based on what they're interested in. So it's not your typical textbook, but we have all the answers elsewhere and the way to research it, but it's really a lot of bullet points to find specific things. Let me draw your attention to a few components of the unit card. Let's start with history. Each month, each history card, this is 1 month of instruction, would have the top 100 events from history as they land on that particular month and that particular time frame. So during the Enlightenment month of instruction, 4 things happen that we ask our classroom teachers to make sure that they cover and hit. The Enlightenment itself, Sir Isaac Newton, and then Adam Smith and his Wealth of Nations and Birth of Capitalism. So this unit card is going to be covered 3 times. So these children and scholars are going to see it 2nd grade, 6th grade, 10th grade. So those questions go up the food chain in complexity as they see this the 3rd or 2nd time. We list out for this particular month the 2nd grade and 6th grade literature pairings that go with this particular unit. We talk about the big inventions, the great men and women are listed out here. What systems of politics? This is called the Sprite model, which is society, inventions, political system, economics, and religion. And then we kind of go through the values and virtues. See down here at the bottom, each month we focus 2 values and virtues, school-wide or campus-wide or system-wide. And in this particular month, we're looking at integrity and loyalty. So here's just an example of what these cards start looking like. You'll notice that they're all color-coded and they're all date-coded and what grade and what month or what unit they apply to. So at home or in our classroom, scholars and families and teachers can just quickly put them into order and they know where they're working. And this is like 1 month snapshot of each of those topics. Along with the history cards and the English cards and the science, we put together a workbook full of questions. So they're questions aimed at a particular grade level or a particular complexity band. So if we're going to study a particular unit 3 times, in this case, we've gone from 2nd, 6th, 10th through 1st, 5th, 9th, there's a whole bunch of questions that guide this discussion. So the homeschool family and or the classroom teacher can look at those question banks and say, this is one that applies to my family or I am interested in or that my child would like. Then behind that, so that's a standalone product. You can just take those and run and teach. What we've done is we've created a day-by-day kind of digital sequence of how to teach a particular month card. So here we're looking at the Fall of Rome unit. And we have that Sprite again, society, politics, religion, intellectual, technology, and economics. And then inside of these folders is a day-by-day plan that would cascade from our library to the teacher's library, the homeschool library, that they can go off the shelf and just teach it all the way through as we present it. Then we also create this big buffet of extra stuff. So if your child is into, let's say, society, what it's like to live in that particular time, there's a whole folder full of documentaries and PowerPoints and ways to make it come alive of what it's like to live as a child or as a family in that particular time. So again, just think about this as the big buffet, and then think of this as the menu, where we're going to give it to you a certain way that you can customize. But really, it's each day what to do with each subject. So again, back to the thematic units. If we're going to cover a month, which would be ancient Greece, how Greece gets civilized, we're going to pair that with novels that are classically based and then a whole series of about the time and place. So you have an historical context about what the author's intention was during that particular writing, and then some big overarching questions about theme, plot, and then of course the spelling words. Then we jump in and we combine that with your great men and women. Same again. Now we're into the older period here, 1st, 5th, 9th. We're into the ancients, ancient Egypt. We pair that with the Golden Goblet. Again, same concept. We date code everything so you know right where you're at each time. So these novels cards are based on historic events, and they're fiction, of course, in all cases, but they connect back with the history. So when you leave English and you jump over to history, everything's starting to make sense to the scholar. Same thing with great men and women. We're trying to find who had amazing stories during that particular time frame and to call them out and to look at the big facts and pieces about that person's life. The whole idea is we want that scholar in the classroom to look at Joan of Arc and see how she showed courage and see if that's something they could implement in their life. So we're trying to really connect those values and virtues pretty hard into the discussion. So these great men and women cards complement the history. And again, it's up to the classroom teacher or the homeschool mother to pull out and father what they want and then focus on that to match their name. And there's usually big questions. There's dates and times, what's important about that particular person. And there's some more of those. And as you get into the back of a great men and women card, you can see the dates or the grade bands that they apply to and the unit or the month that we're covering. This would be the 8th month, which would be April. And then just some real big facts. And we try to talk about what was unique about them, where were they born, what were they like as a child, if we can find that out, anything to connect that child to this historic figure. Again, classical ed is not so much about dates and times, more overarching discussions about a particular character. So here's Cesar Chavez. And then again, we try to pull out in every great man and woman what they're known for in values and virtues. So this is, again, another prompt for that teacher to say, how do you show determination when we saw what Amelia Earhart did? Then the value virtue cards, again, each month we focus on two values and virtues on every subject across everything we do. And we also then have prompts to discuss, extra things to read, documentaries to watch that can kind of help your child connect with that particular value of virtue. On the back of the cards, history cards, because again, that's the beginning of everything, I talk about those 100 Ethos Logos top 100 events. So in this particular unit, which is, let's see, looks like a Renaissance, there's two of the top 100 events occur. There's always going to be one, sometimes there's up to 5 or 6. And what we do is we then create a whole series of these cards. So item number 7 is the Agricultural Revolution. We talk about the big overarching parts of it, some quick facts about it, why it's important, what were the key moments and key events, where did it start. So again, this just helps make that history unit come alive deeper and further in. Here's number 9, medical advancements. This would pop up a little soon. This comes up in 4th grade, 8th grade, 12th grade in the 8th month, so April. And we talk about those. The role of the shipping container. This came around in 1956, I think, or 56. Malcolm McLean invented them. So these all, then what the impact of that thing was, it globalized the international shipping. So all these are subjective. They've been put together through university professors and some folks that we all did this big internal debate on. But they, why one falls at 26 and one at 73, that's completely something that's up to debate. And that's something that you should have a conversation with in your instruction with your children. Here's some more of those. The role of inventions, the rise of dictators. This lines up very closely with World War II unit. So you can kind of go deeper into who these men were and what was going on economically and at the time. Of course, the Reagan Revolution with Thatcher and all the things that were happening around that particular time. The fall of Rome, number 49. So you can see the pattern here. The science of the mind, on and on. The Silk Road. And then the role of music. This comes up at number 83, 8th month. So again, back to April. So we also offer cards on all the world religions. So we take the top religions from history, and we do it based on number of people that practice it in the country. That's kind of how we determine that. So, or in the world. So Hinduism, Buddhism, number 4, Sikh, and then Judaism. So there's just another way to add these pieces in. So if you're doing the Old Testament unit in the ancient period of time, you can pull this Judaism card in and explore that religion a little bit more and how that impacted the particular time in history. And when this is finished and as it's done and how we sell it and package it and deliver it is the print materials will have upwards of 650 of these particular cards. Again, all interconnected some way, shape, or form. And then we'll sell them in a complete grade unit, or we'll put them together in particular themes. So you could buy the Great Men and Women theme, or you could come in and buy the whole second grade package, which has everything in it with the workbooks and whatnot. And then, of course, all that is backed up with digital content that shows a homeschool parent and or a classroom teacher exactly how to teach that. So that's pretty much the curriculum card concept. Important that you understand it, where it came from, why it's here, and based on, somewhat of the attention span that some of our children have in schools with cell phones and social media, this quick bullet pointed way of delivering content allows the teacher and the student to kind of determine what they're interested in for their family or their world, and then build that around. So we have a total now of about 650 of these, and again, date coded, color coded, history coded, graphically interfaced. So this is the basis of what we're doing and kind of rolling around the country, both through the homeschool market, to other public schools, private schools, classical charter schools, and our own charter schools. These are things we're doing in the classroom.